Okay, it is 3 p.m. We've gathered for the regular meeting for the Port of Centralia. I will call the meeting to order and start with introductions. I'm Commissioner Kyle Markstrom.
Here with mine, Commissioner.
Commissioner Julie Chaplin.
First item on the agenda for today is approval of the agenda. And we all have a chance to look at that.
Move to approve the agenda of October 15th, 2025.
I second.
There's a motion and a second. I'll note that this agenda was amended. We did add an item. Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 3-0. We also have Executive Director Kyle Heaton joining us.
Apologies.
Nope, thanks. Next item on the agenda is go to the order of public comment. This time during the Port Commission meeting is for public comment. This portion of public comment is for non-agenda items. You will have time during the meeting later to comment on agenda items where action will be taken. The Port Commission welcomes and encourages your comments and participation. However, public comment is not the time for the commission to answer questions. If you have a question and would like to follow up at a later time, please leave us your contact information. For those attending remotely or those who are unable to attend in person, please submit your written comments to agraber@portofcentralia.com before 2 p.m. the day of meetings. We are lucky to live in a great community where we are all passionate about making this a great place to live. While everyone might not always agree on how to achieve that, it is important we recognize we can all be passionate about our ideas while respecting one another. You will have 3 minutes for your comments. When you reach your time limit, I will ask you to wrap up. Please stand at the podium when giving your comment. And if you have a specific records request, please see port staff so we can get you the information you require. Would you hand me the sign-in sheet, please? Yep. First person we have signed in for public comment is Jan Banovich.
Excuse me, Jan Banovich, Centralia. Last week, I, along with many others, were subjected to deeply concerning behavior from a county commissioner, 2 port commissioners, and the port director and his friend. While the director's behavior was predictable, the actions of the commissioners, Markstrom and Shafley, were both shameful and appeared to be carefully orchestrated for a specific purpose. Additionally, someone at Heaton's table loudly threatened a candidate with litigation over a simple satirical cartoon. Yeah, you think it's acceptable for Commissioner Markstrom to write letters filled with false
Ms.
accusations?
Banovich, I'd like to stop you. We have regulations in our public comment that your public comment is be directed at port business. You're speaking to campaign
No,
related materials.
I'm talking about port commissioners. I'm not talking about a campaign.
Yeah, and anything related to campaign is not related to port business.
Okay, I'm talking about Commissioner Markstrom writing letters, not a campaign.
If it concerns elections.
It is not. Okay,
This needs to concern port business.
it is port business when you use your title. So I will continue, thank you. Okay, you think it's acceptable for Commissioner Markstrom to write letters filled with false accusations with anyone who you perceive as a threat to your position at the port, aiming to damage reputations? How can you justify your unprofessional behavior when it's not only offends the moral values of citizens, but also tarnishes the reputation of the port and Markstrom's employer, the city?
Ms. Banovich, your comment is not directed at port business. I have warned you once and I'm going to end your comment time. Thank you. Your comment is ended. You are not commenting on port business.
It is.
This is not port business. I'm not going to argue with you, Ms. Banovich. Your comment time has been suspended. Thank you. Next person we have signed in for public comment is Gary Oliver.
You need to get out of here. Time for you to go. Time for you to go. Purity. Time for you to go. Time for you to leave.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to ask Mr. Chairman,
I'm gonna ask security to take care of the situation, please.
This is an aggressive woman sitting next to me.
You damn near hit me in the face. You almost hit me in the face.
I need to call order to this meeting, please.
I asked her to stop photographing. me.
Security has been asked to remove you from the meeting. They are now gonna do that. You need to leave. Next person we have signed in for public comment is Gary Odegaard.
Mr. President, members of the commission and staff. My name is Gary Odegaard, a longtime resident of Lewis County since 1962. So I've been around the block a few times around here. I looked up the definition of collaboration. I kind of thought I knew what it meant, but I wanted to be sure. So I went to Google. It's the act of two or more people, entities, or organizations working together to complete a task or achieve a shared goal. It's a process of working together. The moratorium that was placed by the city council, I'd like to speak about. I think that came about because of a lack of collaboration between the city and your director. It's not so much a problem with the commissioners, but with your director. That might be the county commissioners also, or it used to be, but maybe not so much anymore with the commissioners, county. The city needed to take that motion on moratorium to wake up your people, especially your director, to collaborate. You need to see to it that he collaborates with the city officials and with the public for that matter. Also, the city council wants you people to be concerned about traffic congestion. And yet should be included in your plan. Not sure it is very much. I asked a question one time about the traffic plan, and your director put me down. I would like to thank Chad Taylor, Eric Schwartz, and the reporters of the Chronicle for publishing more information about the port than we get at a port meeting. For example, Mr. Heaton's a golden parachute, which apparently gives him $250,000 per year, plus benefits, plus a generous severance package, probably the highest public employee in the county, maybe the highest of all employees in the county.
Mr. Odegaard, you've reached your 3-minute limit. Thank you for.
I'm sorry, I didn't talk last meeting.
But that's, unfortunately, that's not how. I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the effort.
Well, I'm glad they needed some laughter.
Thank you for your time. The next person we have signed in for public comment is Cynthia Budge.
I know, I'm disappointed I don't have more minutes too, but you are, I'm sure. So I'm just gonna focus on the things happening this month. Oh, I'm sorry, Cynthia Mudge, I'm with the Centralia Chamber of Commerce. So we have a couple of Well, we have actually several new businesses in Centralia opening up or moving, but the one happening this month is Moonstruck Studio, brand new opening on Tower Avenue, October 30th. So our information is also on our website, and feel free to stop by and help them open their doors. Their meetings, their ribbon cuttings at 4. This week, we have a great fun business after hours, the Stickland Brown Mortuary or Funeral Chapel. And they're gonna do historical tour. That's a really old business, so they're doing historical tours, including their prep room, and they always put on a really good event. So that's tomorrow from 5 to 7. Feel free to stop by. Trick or treat transit's on the way. It's coming up fast, October 31st. And we're always thrilled to work with Lewis County Transit to put this on. And we love seeing the kids and now adults in costume. And we thank the downtown groups, Centralia and Chehalis, for getting their businesses involved in putting that together. That's it for today.
Great, thank you. That is everybody we have signed in for public comment. Is there anybody else in attendance today that would like to provide public comment? Hearing none, I will close public comment. I do quickly want to respond and speak to Mr. Odegaard's comment about traffic congestion. While it may not seem the port is super engaged in traffic, please know that that is part of every development process for every project the port has done. We spent $9 million on infrastructure at Centralia Station to bring a new off-ramp into our community. We spent significant funding at Exit 88, at the interchange at Reynolds and Harrison on infrastructure in our park. So we are very much cognizant of traffic and congestion and infrastructure and always working to improve those things on our own and also in concert with what's required through the development process. Next item on the agenda for today is approval of the minutes for the October 1st regular meeting.
Move to approve the minutes of the October 1st regular meeting.
I second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any further commission discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 3-0.
You have general fund warrants and vouchers 24586 through 24610, aggregate amount $91,561.25.
I move to approve warrants 24586 through 24610 in the aggregate amount of $91,561.25.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any further commission discussion?
I just have question on 24607 and 24608. It's a couple that I don't recognize from bills that we pay in the past.
Those are outside services, legal services we are utilizing on human resources. By the direction of our general counsel.
And you said 608.
Yeah.
NW, that's.
NW.
10W is our traffic engineer.
Okay,
That is just a small snippet of what we spend on traffic.
thank you.
No further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 3-0. Executive Director report.
So quickly, sure one for you today. You do have the preliminary 2026 budget in your package today. Please review it. Please, if you have questions, please, as always, formulate those, get it back to us so that we can get you answers prior to the budget hearing in mid-November. We're still waiting on the tax assessments, which is not unusual for October. The county's working on that. Unfortunately, Terry Juper, who has been our levy, I don't want to clerk levy specialist for the last 3 years, also let us know that as of October 16th, he will no longer work for Lewis County. So we'll wait to see who our new levy clerk is, work it out with them on the short order and cut them some slack. They're kind of catching it at the worst time of the year. But we hope to have estimates back on property taxes in early November. So we'll continue to keep you apprised of that. We will talk about a pay estimate here in a few minutes. We have finished fill work at Centralia Station. They did a tremendous job. The event was held up, but they were able to take advantage of a short window in the weather worked hard through the weekend and got it done. So we are just about done there. This is the fill work. We're finishing up the other pieces with hydro seeding, the slopes. We are approving the hammerhead, that'll be paved tomorrow. As well as putting barricades in when it's finished, now that it's no longer a road to keep. We're gonna put an extra barricade, next to Keepers, just because it's too enticing for somebody on a Saturday night to drive through his yard and try to go down that thing, so we're just gonna block it so they can't do that to him. With that in mind, we are moving along. We submitted Barghausen, prepared the easements for the road vacation. We submitted those to the city. We got, about 3 weeks ago, we got those comments back, this morning. We're working quickly to resolve those with Barghausen. As soon as that is done and to the city's satisfaction, we're complete. We can record and the vacation's done. So, appreciate Sturgeon's hard work down there. Not ideal conditions or timing, but, got it done and very well. And with that, that's, you know, we're on maintenance. We've shut down the irrigation systems. They're in the process of blowing them all out. We've been working on storm systems, doing backer truck work throughout the park and getting things ready for the winter. So appreciate maintenance's hard work. They've been shorthanded. They've been getting it done, and it's much appreciated. With that, the kind of the next piece is the county city mediation.
We didn't have any additional report.
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, actually, yeah, way more interesting than my report. Is that Dennis Rice and Joe Sandu from LPC have been gracious enough, they happen to be in town. Delayed some flights so they could talk here today and give you an update on how their project's going out there. I'm sure we've all seen the concrete trucks pumping out there. A ton of guys working on the site, and it's just coming along. And with that, I'd like to introduce Dennis Rice from LPC. Step to the podium and kind of give the commissioners an update of where they're at.
Yes, Commissioners, and Mark Shopway, Executive Director Heaton, thank you for giving me a couple minutes just to talk here. We're here because we happen to be in town for a couple of meetings and found out there was the meeting today, and we wanted to present in person. And thank you for all your support for our project. It's coming along. We've got 4 more concrete pours for the slab. And it's going to be a great building when it's finished. We're excited for you to see a little bit more coming vertical out of the ground, but that's coming here soon. Couple of things that I want to make you aware of about the building that we're really proud of is it's registered for LEED Gold certification. We're going to have a 424 kilowatt solar system on the roof. We're going to have 36 parking stalls that will have EV charging stations, and that's capable of being expanded to 116 stalls. And we're also going to have 26 trailer parking stalls that will have EV charging capability also. It's what's going to be exciting is when it starts to go vertical, you're going to start to see a lot more of the beauty of the building is what I'll call it. It's going to be a fantastic building. We did a number of buildings up in Frederickson. We got developer or project of the year by NAIOP last year for that project there. We're going to attempt to do the same thing here. But I want to thank you for your continued support. I'd also like to request your continued support for a couple of issues that we have that we don't necessarily have to talk here about it, but we'll be meeting with you on it. But other than that, things are going great out there, and we continue to look forward to work with you guys again. So I'm going to introduce Joe, and he's going to talk a little bit more about it.
Great. Joe Sandu with LPC, construction manager here in Seattle. Like Dennis said, the building's coming along great. In another 4 weeks, we're basically going to be coming to a standstill due to some permitting issues. We've been working on, as you know, on this project for a year now. We've been trying to work with local jurisdictions, trying to get our permits approved. We've got partial permits issued, but we're kind of coming to a standstill. So that's what we want to discuss privately with you guys and, need some help there.
Okay.
Joe, if I may ask you a quick question, how much are you paying in permits to the city of Centralia?
To date, we've paid about 117,000 and we have what we know right now with the connection fees and everything, is probably another 400,000, ultimately about $500,000.
Thank you. Important enough.
Thank you for coming, and briefing us on the project. It's exciting to see it underway and, what that's gonna bring the community. So really appreciate you taking the time to be here today and let us know what's going on. Yeah.
I do have a question for Joe. With the possibility of shutting down in 4 weeks, what are the costs overrun? What are the costs to you for shutting down at this time?
If that project comes to a shutdown, we're looking at approximately $75,000 to $100,000 a day
A day?
in damages, with everything that we had invested in that property. Right, ultimately, that's a $100 million project investment. And we have bank loans, just like everybody else. We have mobilization, we have materials that are ordered, standby per schedule to be delivered. That will be held up, damages there. Then you got tariffs, you know, if you can't get the materials released, then you gotta worry about cost of materials going up. And as you know, you've been in construction, you gotta remobilize everybody and pay those costs. So it's just a domino effect, not to mention if there's a tenant we're looking at, once they hear there's issues, tenants don't wanna look at your buildings. They don't wanna come to those cities that are not willing to issue permits.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very much appreciate the update. I know I can speak for myself. Your project has my support and we'll take what action we need to move that along. Okay. Mediation.
So, yeah, jumping into mediation and traffic, first of all, I want real quickly brief you before we jump into that. As you're aware, the Port of Centralia has appealed a SEPA near Cooper Road for high-density residential that required no traffic mitigation whatsoever. We reached out to the Port of Centralia, as we did this, excuse me, to the city of Centralia, with our concerns, just as we had on the previous high-density development, literally 300 yards down the road with no traffic mitigation whatsoever. We can't complain about traffic on Harrison if we're not going to deal with it across the board. And that's what we're asking for. We've been dealing with mitigation. We're going to have to insist that others do as well. That's the law. So we first commented to the city and asked them to withdraw the SEPA and please attach appropriate traffic mitigation. The city refused. We appealed that SEPA. The appeal languished for July, which I'm not the applicant's attorneys, but he has rights too. So was set up for October 9th. However, they set up the hearing to approve his plat and a SEPA all in one night, which doesn't really lead one to believe the inference of fairness doctrine is in place. Our attorneys reached out to them. This is not a legal maneuver. We asked them to hold the SEPA in accordance with state SEPA standards. Eventually, the city has withdrawn the hearing and has agreed to adhere to state law. We have not heard when that new hearing has been scheduled. We are preparing for it and we are very confident of our case. That being said, moving to the city.
I want to make a quick comment on that. You know, having additional residential development in Centralia supports what we do here at the port for economic development. And I just want to be careful that this isn't seen that the port doesn't support having residential development. What we support is everybody adhering to the same standards and making sure that we're all contributing our development, whether it be residential or commercial or retail or whatever, that it's equally contributing to traffic and all the concerns that people have in the community. So
It's a very fair point, Commissioner, which is why we weighed in on Ryerson SEPA, why we weighed in on Georgia Pacific SEPA, why we weighed in on Panatone SEPA. And again, each one of those SEPAs, we asked for traffic mitigation. Each one of those SEPAs, it was not awarded. You've got to even-handedly apply traffic mitigation. It's not, I don't like the port, so I'll charge them and no one else. That's not how it works. Everybody pays their pro rata share, and we're on board with that. We want housing development. We want more industrial development, especially the industrial development that I don't have to come and ask you for money to make happen. But at the same time, the Port of Centralia has contributed 3 million into Exit 88 and significant millions more on Harrison Avenue that guarantees us a pipeline of traffic, and the city has ignored that traffic, and that's the point of this mediation in large part. The Lewis County, and again, I've complimented Ryan and Sean both on their leadership, trying to step in and negotiate a development agreement here between the three parties. And the reason for that is that, look, we've got a school district that's failed 3 of the last 4 levies. We need tax base. That's not an argument. The port doesn't argue that there are traffic congestion problems on Harrison. We want them dealt with too. And we've been paying our pro rata share to make that happen. We want a financing package to work with the county, and the county has been working with us. We want the city to work with us as well and identify, we're all too small. Let's identify a package that will take care of the citizens' concerns, and the money is there. We know we went and lobbied for $10 million to the legislature that the port's lobbyist was successful in bringing home to Lewis County. But when that money was divided into projects for the North County industrial access, no one from industry was invited to the table to divvy it up. So I believe in collaboration too, across the board. It's not a one-way street. So we reviewed, our land use council has reviewed the city's mediation agreement. We have made one small change. And that is in red underline, municipal boundaries and urban growth area. And the reason for that is we don't want to continue to have these fights. It's not in the taxpayers' interest. It's not in any of the entities' interest. If we can hammer out a development agreement for the UGA, we can certainly hammer one out for the remaining 70, 80 acres that's still in the incorporated limits. And then it's all behind everyone and we move on. That's the port's intention. In my discussions with the county executive and county commissioner, that's their intention as well. They want us to move ahead as a community as we do. So we recommend your approval of the county's proposed mediation agreement as written with the small change, which by the way, the county has agreed to, found it reasonable. We ask that you approve this. And just to clear it up as to who our consultants are, they will be selected by our land use attorney, likely our traffic consultant 10W, and then whatever expert in the field that they deem necessary for us to have at mediation. We don't care who the county brings and we don't care who the city brings. Bring whoever will be most helpful to you. We don't care. That's your choice.
I've got a quick question on what you said earlier. The property for the housing development, is that the property just north of Cooper Road?
No,
It's further
south of Cooper Road.
Oh, south.
Just south of Goodrich.
It's just
side of the road.
north of the existing one that's being built right now. It's like 2 parcels north of that, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And what's truly disheartening about it is it has a parcel that touches Goodrich Road. So if that were an industrial project, we would be made to use Goodrich Road. If it were a commercial retail project, they'd be made to use Goodrich Road. You don't want to dump traffic into the travel lanes of Harrison anywhere but an intersection if you can avoid it.
Right.
That was all thrown out the window.
Yeah.
So we don't like spending money on this, but Harrison Avenue has got to be protected traffic wise. And our pipeline that the port has invested heavily in needs to be protected as well. That's our future jobs in the community.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we would need a motion to approve.
The amended
Mediation
agreement
as
with
amended.
the UGA agreement.
Okay.
Move to approve the amended UGA mediation agreement.
I second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there, I'll open it up for public comment. Are there any members of the public in attendance today that would like to provide public comment on this agenda item? Hearing none, I will close public comment. Is there any further commission discussion?
I just appreciate the county stepping forward, bringing this forward for us.
Yes, absolutely.
It's to all our benefit.
Yep. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries 3-0. I know there was extensive conversation last night at city council about elected officials being present. I know that the draft we are presenting here to the county has elected representation in it. Do we need to appoint one of us to participate in
The assumption of
mediation?
the board is because you're a three-person commission, it would be the president that would go. And that would be the preference. However, just because the president goes, it still needs to come before the port commission in total to be ratified.
Mhm.
So that is merely an elected official to be there on the day as an elected official. As the county will have one as well. You'll have no quorum there. You can't vote on anything. But you can represent your respective commission, come back to them with, here's what I came up.
I would say we're all reasonably on the same line
Yeah.
in this.
Are we all okay
I
with
don't-
with that? Okay,
with that.
sounds great.
The other issues that I would bring up in regards to this
Oh,
moratorium.
No, we voted on. Yeah, we're good. We don't need to vote on who
No.
the representation is.
Got it.
No, we're good.
The National Association of Commercial Real Estate Development Organization, that is NAOP, you heard Dennis refer to them earlier. They are the preeminent commercial office, retail, not so much retail, but commercial office and industrial organization, coordinating organization in the state, much bigger than WPPA, but does work with WPPA. They have put the Centralia warehouse moratorium out to their entire membership as a problem. They are encouraging their members to weigh in on it. I received a phone call from the Port of Tacoma, who is extremely concerned about Centralia's moratorium, and the Port of Tacoma will be weighing in on it as well. This involves international trade, and that's critical to our state. We are on the Pacific Rim, and our state Department of Commerce recognizes this and may very well likely weigh in as well.
Do you have a website that this information is going to be posted on that you could share with us? So we could follow the.
Right here in the packet.
Yeah, NAOP, this was in an email blast from NAOP. I don't know that they published anything online, but I guess I'll ask staff if NAOP does, please share it with the commission.
Will do.
And then, you know, if there's something on social
I'm not
media,
seeing an update.
It's right behind the moratorium thing.
just before tab 2.
Okay.
Got like a blue.
You can,
No, I do have it in there. Thank you. Yep, thank you.
I want to make a quick comment. You know, obviously Centralia City Council had an extensive discussion about mediation last night. Another thing that they did was they voted on a first reading of their comprehensive plan. I provided comment at city council just in regards to the port's previous communication with the city about the comprehensive plan. And I want to make sure everybody's really clear on something. The city, you know, passed this emergency moratorium and talked extensively about how it was a temporary emergency moratorium. What folks need to really recognize is they are in the process of approving a new comprehensive plan, and the restrictions that they have put in the moratorium have been put into the new comprehensive plan. They have shown the intention that they want to make this same regulation permanent, not just an emergency moratorium. Again, going back to sort of the disingenuousness of calling this an emergency and saying it's temporary and we're gonna fix it or work it out or something. They've now baked all those same restrictions and more into the comprehensive plan. When I spoke remotely at city council last night, I just provided comment that, you know, I would appreciate that if the city council, and I want to reiterate that here, that if they would please read the port's comments that we've provided and the correspondence we've had with their staff on our legal counsel and planners comments on the comprehensive plan, I think that could be beneficial to them. There was a rebuttal to my comment by a city staffer, and I want to be very, very clear. That city staffer stated that the city had addressed all of the port's concerns, and that is absolutely false, not true, dishonest, and inaccurate. The port's planner has provided in writing our concerns with formalizing this moratorium language in the comprehensive plan, and it hasn't been addressed by the county or by the city, sorry. So, again, very much looking forward to mediation and hoping that we can get past all of this, but, I think it's important for all of us to speak honestly and, communicate accurately about, things, and the rebut last night to my comment that the city had addressed all of the port's concerns with the comprehensive plan was not accurate. So I just wanted to put that on our record as well. I've sent an email to the city stating the same thing, but just want to address the commission to understand that and the public.
Thank you, and that is one thing that I think people are misunderstanding. The moratorium is totally separate from the comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan does have the very, I feel, very restrictive ordinances in there about industrial growth here and the size of the buildings that have not been permitted. There are no permits, like I said, in the queue at this time. So two separate entities, the moratorium and the comp plan.
Yeah, it's a little hard. I mean, this is all for folks that don't look at these things or hear about these things on a regular basis. It's hard to understand kind of how all these moving pieces work. But if you read the city's comprehensive plan, you're not going to find this information. But what the comprehensive plan does is it updates city code, and the proposed new city code that is proposed in the comprehensive plan contains this language. So, if you go to read the comprehensive plan and you go, oh, that's not in there, I don't see it. It's because it's in the amended or the proposed revised code. And that's where this information will be found. So,
I've got one question for the director on the traffic studies, like this development coming in, not having to do one. Are they,
Development didn't have to do one?
what's that?
This
Oh,
residence.
Yeah, I think you said they didn't have to do
No, they
one.
didn't do one.
Are they? We have done traffic studies here.
Yeah.
Are they siphoning off our capacity
Yes.
that we had in the traffic
Yes,
study? to do?
that's the rub.
Okay.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, that's really, the community doesn't see it or understand how that works. And we probably could do a better job of communicating that. But, when we mitigate traffic, we then become entitled to that mitigation. And as other development happens, it doesn't give them the right to chew up the capacity that we work hard to create. And so that's kind of what we feel like is happening here is we've worked really hard to build capacity and we have that vested in the work that we've done, but then all these other projects are allowed to pile on and there's no additional mitigation, right? And so then
Right.
Really, in fairness to the city of Centralia, when Jan Stokowski was the city engineer, that's exactly what occurred. Our pipeline was identified as well as other developers, not just us, others, because he's used other pipelines against me. And that's fine, that's fair, those are the playing rules that the state set up. But when Jan retired, all that went out, it just went out the window. And they quit paying attention to pipeline, and we're hopeful mediation will reset that. You get things back within state standards, we'll all understand each other, and frankly, there is money for the improvements that need to be done. It's a question of prioritizing Harrison Avenue and getting those done. The county understands that and is committed to that, the port's committed to that, and we've been working hard on that. We spent an inordinate amount of time in Olympia bringing that money home last year, and it was a shame that none of it was assigned to Harrison, but that can be fixed.
Okay, anything else on that? All right, we are moving on to small works project pay requests.
Pay estimate number one for Port of Centralia Long Road Fill, Sturtevant Trucking Excavation. The total earned less retainage for this payment would be $159,222.79. It has been reviewed by our project manager, engineer Steve Hatton. He signed off. We would recommend your approval. They've done a great job.
I move to approve certificate number one for Part 3 Long Road Fill to the amount of $159,222.79.
I will second.
There's a motion and a second. At this time, I will open it up for public comment. Are there any members of the public in attendance today that would like to provide public comment on this agenda item? Hearing none, I will close public comment. Is there further commission discussion?
I have a problem with the paperwork. If you look on this, it says page 1 at the bottom, but it's the second page in our packet. It says it lists mobilization with an estimate cost of $202,312. And they're given one, usually according to the WashDOT manual, mobilization is usually 6 to 10% of the cost. Well, if this is a $300,000 project, the mobilization pay item should be $25,000 or $30,000.
Yeah, mobilization is high because of the city of Centralia's engineer on this, because they would not approve the vacation that was submitted to them 9 months ago. We had to contract, look, we're running out of weather. Chipotle wants to get in. You're about to approve something, hopefully here in a few minutes, that is very dependent on this project that would not move forward.
Yeah.
So we had to make the decision that we're going to do the work outside the right of way, wait on the city. We knew that ground was hard, but he had to mow and demow.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
We don't like that.
It's
We're not appreciative of it, and there's a lot I'd love to say, but it's just, it's the way it worked out. Contractor did the best he could, and, our engineer reviewed the numbers, good with him, and I'm okay with it.
It's a sliver of a project down there and it is a shame, you know, I know sometimes the cadence of the construction that we've done down there doesn't make sense to the general public. And I know it seems like things have been moved around or, you know, not done in the right order, but there's always a reason for it. And unfortunately, this reason is, you know, that portion of Long Road didn't belong to the port. And so,
Right.
you know, we couldn't complete that work and we couldn't hold the rest of the project up, waiting for that one small piece. So
I will.
this did go out,
This ground.
for bid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I will say though, since we've hit the ground, Fred Perryman from the city of Centralia has really been trying to make it go so that they didn't have to demow. He's really been working hard on it, so.
No, I'm satisfied that you said that you're satisfied with it. I'm satisfied with that. I just looked at that. and
Oh, it sucks.
So far out
Yeah, yeah, it
out
sucks.
of alignment.
Yeah.
for what
And the other
usually
piece of
happens.
this is, it's all import. We are done reutilizing soils at Centralia.
Oh, yeah.
We'll export only now. So.
Any further discussion? We've got a motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 3-0.
Okay.
Now on to the exciting stuff.
Inflow, as opposed to outflow. Commissioners, you have before you proposed real estate purchase and sale agreement between Port of Centralia, Great Northwest Federal Credit Union and federally chartered credit union. This is for lot pad G, which is, you will have your site plan next week. But if you flip back, there is the official site plan, last page exhibits. Yeah,
Last day.
and so that shows you essentially where it is. We will, as Barkhausen finishes their work and it's accepted by the city, all of these exhibits will have to be redone. Everyone's agreed to that. This is a 30,000 square foot piece of property. It will front the road in front of your next project. The price per square foot is $22.99.
Is that the highest per square foot the port is? Do you think could that potentially be the highest price per square foot sale in Lewis County history?
For industrial.
I was about to say something really bad about other municipalities buying property. I don't know.
I guess the
I don't
point,
know.
I guess the
don't know.
point I'm trying to.
For Centralia Station, it is the highest so far, but I don't think it will be the highest in the end. I believe it will continue to creep up.
For the layperson, that price of $22 a square foot is a very good price and shows the hard work that's gone into this project to make it so marketable.
Did you say there will be another sheet coming out showing the hammerhead that we're putting in there on Long Road? Okay.
So this is directly behind,
The hammerhead goes away, actually. It'll be under a road.
Oh, they're gonna extend Long right into the property.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I know, I've heard all day about why are we paving a hammerhead that we
Yeah.
buried?
Yeah,
But I gotta get the city approval, and that's what it takes. So, we'll do it, and, it's not a huge expense, and in the meantime, keep our place turned around, I guess.
yeah. Yeah,
very exciting. I know credit unions are important part of our economy and lots of good banking jobs and. Well, do we know where the closest other branch?
They are headquartered out of Aberdeen, Washington.
Okay.
They are a local credit union.
Cool.
no, that's kind of interesting that they would let it go in and not have a turnaround up right on. Not private property, but city right away.
I think as you see the rest of the site plan as it develops, you'll see common areas that there are turnarounds for everybody. It's unfortunate you're seeing it piecemeal as it sits
Yeah.
right now.
So this would be pad 8.
Yes. Right, fronting the new street extension.
Great location.
Motion.
I move to approve the purchase and sale agreement between the Port of Centralia and Great Northwest Federal Credit Union.
Second, sorry.
There's a motion and a second. I do just quickly want to clarify something. So this is for Great Northwest, so in C, it says commonly referred to as pad 8. But we have pad 8 as item E on the agenda.
That was a typo.
Okay, so are we approving item E on the agenda?
It is, excuse me, it is north of the parcel commonly known as pad 7 and west of pad G. So commonly referred to as pad 8. Pad 8 is the front edge, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I read down in C, existing parcels committed to retail use north of the parcel commonly known as pad 7, that's immediately to the south, and west of pad G, which is your next item of business.
Okay, so what I'm getting at is on the agenda.
It's wrong.
Okay, all right, so we're approving that we're voting on item 6E.
Yeah, actually you're on right now, I apologize.
That's okay, I just wanted to make sure we were clear on that. So we're just doing these backwards here, so I just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any members of the public in attendance today that would like to provide public comment on this agenda item? Hearing none, I will close public comment. Is there any further commission discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries 3-0. Awesome, thank you, staff.
Okay, now on to the next agreement is a real estate purchase and sale agreement between the Port of Centralia and Wilco Farmers and Oregon Cooperative Corporation. Herein referred to as purchaser. This is for 4 acres. The purchase price, is $2,352,240.
Do we have a motion on this agenda item?
I move to approve the purchase and sale agreement between the Port of Centralia and Wilco Farmers, known as Wilco and Oregon Cooperative Corporation, for the cost of
Pitch back.
Which two?
2,352,240.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Are there any members of the public in attendance today that would like to provide public comment on this agenda item? Please step to the podium. You will have 3 minutes.
Oh, forget it.
If you could stand where you're at, I think we could make that work. I know it's a little crowded in here. And then please state your,
I got a little
just please state your name for the record again.
One confused between Pat G and Pat A. The other item, what was the dollar figure?
The other purchase price was $693,240.
Okay, thank you.
I have 750.
Yeah. And here it says,
Oh, in words, it says 40 and in numbers, it says 750.
Oh, okay, yeah. We will.
I'm reading it.
There's a couple $100 typo. Ultimately, it's insignificant because the price is the per square foot, the $22.99. And then as the long boundary line adjustments are made, that's what really dictates the final price. That total is kind of an estimate, so.
Yeah, it says usable acreage.
Yeah.
So if there were, which there won't be on that lot, but for example, if someone was buying 20 acres from us and there was a 1 acre wetland, they wouldn't pay for the 1 acre wetland. They would only pay for the 19 usable. So.
Would you like a motion to accept the corrected amount?
No.
Does-
Let's
or do we need-
let's handle what we have on the table right now.
So Wilco, the correct amount is $2,352,240.
Are there any other members of the public that would like to give public comment? Hearing none, I will close public comment. Or is there any additional commission discussion on the Wilco purchase and sale agreement?
No, I just want to congratulate and thank the court staff for all the hard work that goes into this and for all the negotiations. I know this has been long and arduous, but I'm very, very thankful that it's come to this, and I'm excited for the community also to have another another store to be buying at, and also for the community, for the city to be getting some more tax dollars. This is very exciting.
We wear lots of Carhartts in this community. We buy lots of chicken feed, so we've got another place to do that. And that's we'll all be.
There will be, site plan as well, there will be a full nursery center. They also do, they do minor, tractor that supplies, more than the company that calls themselves Tractor Supply, yet sells those tractor supplies, but, they mainly, a big pet section, they have a grooming section, so, and their big thing, and by the way, they spent over $50,000 in our livestock auction in Lewis County this year, and they're not here. But they came and did it, and they'll be here every year after that. And so I know that the ag community is very excited to have them coming. Their nearest store to the north is, Puyallup. Kelso is the one to the south. Their store will average around 50 employees more during the holidays when they season up, but 50 employees. It is a co-op. They are eligible over time to buy a share into the co-op, but gives me flashbacks, and I don't really want to talk about co-op, so that's their deal. So.
Okay. All right. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye, opposed, motion carries 3-0. Cool. Thank you for staff and council and brokers and everybody involved in getting those two over the finish line. I know it's gonna be really exciting to see more things go vertical over there. I know that's something we've all desired for a long time, so appreciate that. We will move on to commissioner reports. Go on.
I think last week I attended and helped with a construction career day tri-trade event at SATSA, Centralia High School. All the area high schools attended. I hear numbers between 12 and 1,400 students. where they were able to do hands-on activities, get an introduction to the construction world. I've attended a county commissioner meeting, I've attended a city council meeting. That's about it for me, thank you.
Commissioner Chadwick.
I attended the Chamber of Commerce events, and I encourage everyone in the community to attend their events, the business after hours, and some of their other projects. They're really fun and they're really great, and it's a great way to learn about the community and get involved in the community. And again, I can't show my appreciation enough about how much work has gone into these two real estate transactions and what it means for the community, what it means for the port. And it's very exciting. So thank you again, everybody that was involved. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of long hours. I know that there were a lot of long weekends calls, and I appreciate all the work that goes into this. Thank you.
Yeah. I think real estate brokers work 24/7, right?
Yeah. Okay, it's okay to call it 6 AM.
I don't have any committee, reports, to report that I've been involved in, and I think everybody's probably heard me talk enough today, so. I'll end it there.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? This motion carries 3-0. Thank you for attending and tuning in.
Thank you.